Hey everybody, welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. I'm Noe Pedro Ruiz, designer here at Adafruit. Joining me every week is my brother Pedro.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Pedro's creative tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
Yes, right, this is the show where we combine 3D printing and electronics to bring inspirational projects to you folks. Usually on a Thursday. It is Wednesday, I know. Tomorrow we're going to conflict with some scheduled stuff, so we figured we'd give you a live show today as opposed to, you know, doing
pre-recorded show didn't sound as cool.
No, we want to engage with you guys because we're going to talk about the new Ultimaker 3. We're going to talk about some new projects that we're working on, but first,
there's always questions that come up that we don't think of if we shoot this
yes,
pre-recorded. So
that's right. So we are streaming live on Twitch and the YouTubes. Thank you guys for joining us. We have a coupon code later today because it is Wednesday. If you tune into Ask an Engineer, you get a lovely 10% off discount. And tomorrow,
go ahead and do the graphics for that.
Oh yeah, check it out. This is the lineup of shows. Tonight at 7:30 p.m. we'll be on the show and tell, showing off some hammers and some gold. I don't know. And then later at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll have Ask an Engineer, full hour of Lamar and Phil with some great content and new products.
And coupon code.
Yeah.
Although we are going to have a coupon code for tomorrow, so if you guys want to
stay
up till like 12 a.m., I guess, that's when the code goes live.
Yeah. That's right.
The code will be
Hammer, the ultimate hammer.
Gets you 3%?
10%
off. You know how Phil usually does that,
yeah.
You know, for whatever.
Okay.
Like 15, I forgot what it was. It was like 15% off, and it was like colliding with whatever it was, 15.
Yeah, 15. Anyway, it's 10% off, though, tomorrow. You'll get another coupon code today. You get a coupon code. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us in the chat room. Welcome, everybody.
We got Stuff Kirby, we got True Tech, Bakul, Richard, Ryder, Heidi.
All the usual suspects. Thank you, guys. And some new ones.
Apt Pull. Oh, and Richard is interested in the 3. He has worn out his old printer.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah,
Jim is in the house.
We'll talk all about it in just a second. So, well, in a couple of minutes. So, we'll go through some stuff. So, if you folks order $200 or more, we got this deal going on with UPS. So, if you spend $200 or more, you get free shipping on your thing. It's only for U.S. Continental.
Thank you.
And we also have same day delivery in the New York City area.
Oh my God, it's so tiny.
Yeah, it is. How about we leave that
live
for tomorrow?
This is very cool that it's live. Check out, we got another printer. Look how tiny this little guy is. What? Shout out to Delta Printer.
Yeah, this is Delta Go.
Wow, it is tiny.
We tricked you guys. We're going to talk about the Ultimaker 3, but we're going to talk about the Go printer now.
Let's do an unboxing now.
Yeah,
we'll save that for after the show.
Okay. Yeah, it's raining outside. We don't want it to get wet. I don't know. So we also have a daily dose of Adafruit via Adafruit Daily. So if you are not subscribed to one of our topics of the newsletters, check that out at adafruitdaily.com. You have to opt in. We don't do any spam or stuff. So, okay. Next up is what are you prototyping, or rather, what's this week's project? This week's project, I have the Fix It Felix hammer. So that's the hammer that I'm going to talk about. This is this week's project. I'm going to launch the video after the show. But real quick, I'm just going to talk about it and share with you guys the learning guide that I put together for it. And where's the web stuff is? What, over here? No, right there. Cool. Check it out. Whoa, if you haven't already. Let's see how quick I can get this. My computer not crashed, but had a little bit of issue. There we go. How fast was that, huh? Cool. Hey, look, there's a little hammer thing. Emojicon. Yeah, so check it out. This is the Fix Felix hammer. Really, the goal of this project is to show you guys how you can incorporate sound effects into your cosplay props if you are a cosplay maker, or if you just have a project that really needs a simple and easy way to get audio effects. This is a great way to do it. The audio effects board is this guy over here. It's a $15 little board. It comes in different flavors, different sizes. The one I used doesn't have a built-in amplifier, and this one over here, which is like $5 more, has a built-in 3.5 headphone jack. So if you have a speaker system, you can hook it up. The cool thing about this though is that you don't need a microcontroller. It's all built in to act as a USB flash drive. So you plug it in your computer, you drag and drop audio files into it. It supports WAV files or OGG files, which is like an open source MP3. I definitely recommend using an OGG format for your files. We have quite a few projects. Hey, look, my project shows up there. So we got quite a few projects already. Only 4. I'm surprised we haven't used it more. But hey, this is a really easy way to use it. I only have 1 button, and the cool thing about it is that there's up to 5 different methods of triggering the audio effects. You can have a basic trigger. You press a button and it plays. Well, you can have like up to 10 different buttons that trigger different audio effects. But if you only have 1 button, like I did on my hammer, you can use the number 4. If you see number 4, it says play next trigger. And what happens there is when let's see if I can get this over here. When I play, this is funny. When I press it once, it'll play one sound effect, but press it again and play a different. And it's pretty loud. It'll play a different sound effect. So this is using the next trigger. So every time I hit the button, it's going to cycle through a series of samples. I think I have like 5 or so. So that's a really cool way to have more than one sound effect triggered with just 1 button. So the audio quality is pretty good, and it's pretty loud using that little amplifier. Here it's pretty loud, which is great if you're bringing this to a convention. You want to have it be pretty loud. There's Ralph. I moved his stump. So yeah, all the electronics are inside the handle, and this little cover here just kind of houses it. Because I'm kind of running out of time on Halloween, I figured I'd just I'd free mount all the components. So I'm actually using like mounting tack to just hold the electronics in its place so it's not jingling around and stuff. It works out really well. So the real cool thing that I like about this project is that I 3D printed this using a .06 nozzle. And what you can do with a .06 nozzle is print a lot faster because the layer lines are a lot thicker. And I also upped the layer count or the layer height to 0.3 millimeters. So you get these bigger layer lines, but you really can't see it here from afar. And because there's not a lot of detail, I was able to get away with that. So no support material required for this guy either. So I'm really happy about that. If you are interested in using this in your project, these are all the components. There's all the part lists. And I also went ahead and added my all the apparel I got. So I decked out my whole, the whole costume. So I got the hat. I have 3D printed these patches in NinjaFlex and just swapped the colors out to get those dual color look. They're not dual extruded. They're just swapping it out with a single extruder. I 3D printed the buttons as well, and I think that's all I did for the 3D printing. So the shirt buttons, the patches, and the hammer. And then everything else like the tool belt, the shoes, and the shirt, I got them all off Amazon. And big shout out to Kirby. I also linked you, Kirby, here because you are the main inspiration. This is all your fault. He put it together in Instructables. I actually shared it on the Community Makes, like I think 2 weeks ago when we were at New York. And I saw the hammer. I was like, that's cool. I want to print it. But you know me, I want to design my own and add electronics. And I kind of used the same Amazon links. So the shirt is linked here. And I used a different tool belt. Mine's a little bit less aggressive. And I use like Skechers instead of like these woodworker boots. So that's it. Check out here it is, the circuit diagram. This is like the circuit that could be used in so many different. I plan to reuse this circuit for my future project. It's a Stormflower. It's a cosplay like Gunblade type thing from a Ruby anime, the anime Ruby. So yeah, this is about it I have. If you guys have any questions about the project, let me know now, or you can talk about them later. But yeah, this is the first time I dressed my whole self up, did a cosplay. Really easy to do. I really like the movie and Felix as a whole. So that's it just made sense.
Yeah, we could recite the whole movie since Gavin likes playing this on like repeat.
Yeah, he really likes the movie, so I think it's pretty cool. Hopefully, the kids will remember. We'll be able to be like, oh, hey, you're Fix-It, Felix.
The funny part is our neighbor always dresses up as Master Chief. And she's always, has her helmet off, so it'll look like
she's Calhoun.
Yeah, Calhoun, yeah. And you can be Fix-It Felix. So
that's funny.
That'd be funny for.
I think it would be cool. We'll get some shots of that, which would be pretty fun.
Yeah. damn Porter saying, I was just thinking about Wreck-It Ralph costumes. This is awesome.
Oh, cool. You didn't see it. Yeah, check it out. I'll have the video. You can check out the video now. I have it linked in the description. It's set to unlisted, but you can watch it, so it's all good. Yeah, this was a fun build. Really easy, not too hard. Great first time project, I think. So, good stuff. All right, guys.
Useful for a lot of other projects. So
I think
definitely let us know if you use this circuit, and we'll share about it on the blog.
Yeah, if you want to get the components now, you can use the coupon code later tonight, because this is tomorrow's coupon code. Oh, it's so confusing.
Or at 6 o'clock or 7:30. Oh, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. You'll be able to use the coupon code that Phil will offer to you guys. So you'll get 10% off. I think it's like $50 in parts or so, maybe less. So good stuff.
Cool.
Thank you for watching.
Next up,
now we want to talk about Pedro's project.
So last minute sort of project for dressing up your drone to make it look like a UFO. Super simple circuit. It is a 24 neopixel ring with the 5-volt trinket on there. You can kind of see it.
$7 trinket.
Nice little clip that just goes onto the landing gear here, and we're just using the on-the-go cable converter to another micro USB, and it makes it look like a little UFO. Yeah. So the whole internet was posting about this. What was it? 1,000-watt LEDs
1,000-watt LEDs on a big drone. Very big
about
drone.
It on the blog yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was like, this crazy elaborate array of all these super high powered LEDs on here. So I was thinking, oh, this is perfect for being able to just connect that with this, saying, oh yeah, here's the mini version of that you can build yourself at home. So it's siphoning the power off of the USB and the battery on the Phantom 4 here.
Yeah, this is great.
We've actually done a project like this with the Iris like 2 years ago, I believe, and that was so complicated. We had to have its own battery pack, a case designed for it. We had 4 of them on each one of the arms, which was pretty complicated build. We have to do all these wiring between it. We had to make landing gear.
Yeah, it's a lot more involved, because you did have a lot more wiring. Yeah. You had to do a lot of splicing of wires and whatnot. They had to kind of route into each other.
This is so simple, just being able to do just 3 wires, and then this is USB to have all the power for all that together. And we did some really cool shots of this at night, had the fog machine going, and you could definitely see the light rays coming off, beautiful. Making it look like a tracer or a tracer beam.
Tractor beam.
Tractor beam. So it looks really cool. It's a super easy project that you can sort of...
Yeah, so if you own I guess it would work probably with a Phantom 3, maybe even a Phantom 2, because the landing gear is pretty similar.
Much the same.
Or you could adapt the design to fit whatever quadcopter you might have. That's pretty cool.
And what I really like about this design is that I made sure to stay away from all of the visioning sensors on here, so it stays away from there. If a lot of people have noticed that if you leave your gimbal on, it will tell you so. So you're able to move this away, shift it around, so it doesn't bother that, and you have just enough clearance
to look down.
For the camera to stay away from.
It might obstruct the view looking down, but
it definitely
at least you can kind of see forward and a little bit angled down.
That's great. About there.
Cool.
Simple project.
Yeah.
Have a little UFO going through your neighborhood for Halloween.
Great. There's no glue or extra stuff required. No screws. Well, a little bit of screws to mount the board, but they're nice.
Yeah. Just 4 2.5 millimeter screws for the trinket.
Cool. Guess what? It's next week's project.
Yep. This will be next week's project.
Cool.
Already shot everything. Just gonna do the voiceover for that.
Yeah.
Super simple. Takes about half hour to print. Putting it together takes 5 minutes.
An hour to build. That's great.
Yeah, so. It's a nice little costume for your drone.
Costume, yeah. Cool. I mean, it doesn't have to be Halloween to have a very cool LED on the bottom. Cool. Hey, we got some Ruby fans.
Yeah.
All right. Can you fit a smaller ring on the camera itself?
On the camera to for lighting?
Yeah, I don't know if it would work for lighting because it's,
It would definitely mess with the
gimbal.
The gimbal.
Yeah. Wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. I mean, you could add a smaller ring on here though. So we have 12.
Or bigger. Well, I don't know about bigger.
Wait, do we have a 12 and a 16? No,
yes,
just a 16.
We have a 12 and a 16.
12, 16, and 24. So you can go smaller if you'd like.
We even have a Jewel. It has 7.
That's originally what we tested it on, yeah. So it's this itty bitty.
If you want to put a Jewel here and here.
That would be sweet, yeah. I just didn't want to do all the wiring and all that extra work.
There's already LEDs on the bottom here. One single LED.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very fun.
We'll release that next week.
Yeah.
The shots look so awesome with the fog going around everywhere, and trying to get that to, because you know the blades are like pushing all the fog away, so it's like this vortex effect.
It comes
that we have
in
to
and
wait.
it comes back in. Yeah,
right back
comes
in.
out, comes back in. Pretty interesting.
It looks really cool.
Yeah. Pretty dope.
All right, we get to the main event now. Talk
Yeah.
about the Ultimaker 3. This week's Shop Talk.
All right, so we were able to get a hold of the Ultimaker 3 right before we went to New York Maker Faire. So it's funny how the box came. It was kind of like they covered the name of the box with this sort of wrapper, so it's secretive or whatever. As a reseller, though, we were able to get our hands on it. That's why we're not reviewing it; we're reselling it. So this is what it comes in. Very nice packaging. It's what you would expect from sort of an Ultimaker. Accessory box at the top, and we really didn't get much information about it until we got it. So here's the main cartridge. You get these printer cores. Man, this is edited really fast. Pedro, you want to talk about it because you got this?
Yeah, so there's print cores that come with it. This is the swappable nozzles that go inside there. Here is the spool that goes on the back that has the NFC reader, which is really cool, and the camera on the inside of the framing there. And here we are. Here it is, just compared to the Ultimaker 2 Extended. It's about the same size. The build volume is just a little bit smaller because of the dual extruder. And here's what it looks like when you insert the print core inside of the main extruder assembly there. Just want to squeeze it and it should just come right, or go right inside there. The one thing that I miss from the old Ultimakers is the little thumb screws that were on the top. So you're able to grab those to move the print head around. So that's one thing I miss.
Yeah, so here's it retracting. So it's mechanical, right? This little switch here, when you switch it, or when you press it back, it will
retracts the nozzle, and that's how it's able to do some pretty clean prints.
Yeah.
First thing that we got out to print was our little tweezer that does the battery testing.
Yeah. Okay, so this is conductive filament. Guess what, guys? 175 mixed with 2.85 filament. It works out of the box.
Yeah, works
Very
perfectly
cool.
actually.
All right, let's watch the edit again because I blunk and I miss 5 shots. It's like, this is edited way too fast.
Yeah, so you can't go by this on what the final package is going to look like because this is a beta unit.
Yeah.
So this is just what it looks like for our testing.
Yeah.
Question from Kirby: does it need to heat up to retract filament before swapping print heads?
Yeah, so the cool thing is, well, not cool thing, but the thing that prevents it from bleeding and leaking is that it does cool the second extruder down to about 100 C. But it's good that it doesn't contaminate the print, but it's bad, not really bad, but it's just the caveat of like, hey, I have to wait now for each layer to heat up and cool down, heat up and cool down, white primer. It is a good idea to use a prime tower, but you don't always have to use a prime tower. So there are some prints and geometries you can get away with without a prime tower. You have to really do the testing yourself to see if do I need a prime tower or not. And we'll show you Pedro's battery tester, the little tweezer with conductive material, actually didn't use a prime tower. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or an U-shield, for
Yeah,
that
I didn't
matter.
use none of that, yeah. And it came out just fine, yeah.
Yeah. One of the things I want to know on the bottom of the extruder is this rubber.
And silicone, where none of the materials stick to.
Yeah, so that's kind of neat. So
it
we're
keeps
really
it from
impressed about
contaminating.
this. Yeah, it's interesting.
The Wi-Fi works really good. Like I loaded up the new version of Cura and it connected right away.
Yeah.
Able to input my Wi-Fi credentials in there, and it just worked. I'm surprised since we're used to setting up an Octoprint rig each time for a printer, and it just takes forever. To burn a new card, to set up the Wi-Fi for it. Archer Collins is asking, what is it compared like to the old one? So it's pretty much like an Ultimaker 2 Plus, except you have the additional features of, the Wi-Fi, the dual extrusion, the Cura, being able to, just send all your files from there. The print cores, you can print a much higher temperature because it's like an all metal nozzle, assembly. So there's no PTF tubes or anything like that on there.
Yeah, you can go up to 280 C, I believe. So it does come with 3 print cores.
Yeah.
They're labeled as AA and BB. BB is specifically designed for PVA. So what we're going to hope to see from Ultimaker is specific print cores for specific materials. If you're looking at this site here where it talks about the dedicated page for the print cores, it says here that TPU is coming soon. So they're going to have a specific print core designed for TPU. I want to say NinjaFlex, but it's TPU. Okay, so that's pretty neat. So let's take a look. Do you want to talk about the prints that we did? Because the first thing we did with it was like, yeah, we turned it on, okay, but we actually, wanted to print some of our designs. So this
Take a look at
is
the quality from no prime tower, no U shield.
Go ahead and
just
get
cooling down.
close. Let me get that.
This is our little battery tester tweezer. So there's a protopasta conductive filament on the inside,
Yeah,
and you can see that there.
there's no ugly
clean.
side. It's all clean. No prime tower, no U shield. Slice with Cura. We'll talk about more about Cura. We haven't ran Simplify 3D on it because it's got some special start and stop G codes and
Yeah, when you're first testing out stuff,
layer
you want to
change.
use all their default things that it's
Right.
designed to use for. Later
Right.
on, we'll mess around with all that.
Yeah. Do you want to go all the way in? Let's see how close.
Oh,
you
just
can
the
get
quality of it? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Even
no,
closer.
no
Yeah,
contamination.
it's like macro. And
Looks
what
work
we're really
great.
surprised at is how well it printed the 175 material. This isn't just regular PLA. It's PLA with conductive particles in it. It's Protopasta's 175 sized conductive
Yeah, so
PLA.
I've never had any luck with Protopasta's 285 conductive filament on the Sigma. It just grinds up. Same thing happened on the Ultimaker
Yeah.
as well. It just grinds up. The 175 on the other case
that doesn't. It's like
doesn't-
what?
I know it's a
that
lot more
doesn't make-
flexible. It's not as brittle as the
Right.
285, and it's the exact same material, same company.
Yeah, probably a different process though for extruding it.
I don't know, for whatever reason, only the 175 was able to work on the Ultimaker 3 for
Yeah.
building this, and the same thing on the Sigma as well. So it's just not a per printer thing.
No, yeah.
So that's a weird thing to note there.
Yeah, so this is the first dual extrude print. Yeah, how long did it take? Like an hour, maybe?
I want to say maybe 2 hours, just because it takes quite a while for the
heat nozzle to kind of
cool
cool. Even
down.
though you're not doing a prime tower, it's still going to take a
Exactly.
minute to cool down and heat up again.
Exactly, yeah.
So-
So cool question from Dan Porter. Have we had issues with clogging from the swappable ends?
Not yet, no.
So like I said, the only part that clogged on me was because of the, for whatever reason,
285
the
size conductive PLA. Yeah. It's just prone to clog. I don't know. It's just prone to clog. The same thing happens under Sigma, BCN 3D.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another question is that nozzle removable like a screw? I don't believe
We don't think it is, yeah.
Based on the specs that they're saying on the website, doesn't look like it is.
No.
I think it's the entire core. It's just like how their old extruders were before the
Can we pull
Olsen
out
block.
the core real quick or no? Not pull it out of the printer, but I
we
think
have
we
one
have
right
it
here.
somewhere here. So we can get a closer look at it for you guys.
Yeah, so it
Here we
looks like
go.
it's attached to it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It looks like
I don't think
I've not
Ultimaker wants
attempted
you
to
remove it. Now with
But
the
I'm guessing that the PCB
there you
on
go.
here is
it knows what nozzle it is.
exactly.
So it's like, hey, don't remove it. So Ultimaker is going to want you to get a whole print core. So if you want a different nozzle, you're going to have to get a new print core, which I guess makes sense, That's one of the benefits that you get with the 2 Plus is you do get that nozzle kit, so you can change out your nozzle, get a 0.6 nozzle, and it comes shipped with the 2 Plus.
Yeah.
That's
Another
really
interesting note is on the little silicone little rubber.
You
thing
didn't put
right
that
here.
there? That
No,
was-
it comes like that, and I'm guessing again it's so that to minimize contamination when it's
okay.
still
Yeah.
extruding.
There's a little bit of goopy black stuff on it already,
Yeah.
so it's good that it retracts the nozzle.
So hard to get that in the center.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, but it's all metal hot end, like we were saying. It has the fins for cooling down.
No, you
a
can
little bit
go-
of a gap between the Bowden tube and this metal part here, but not too bad since everything that's happening is all the way down in here.
There's no Teflon tube inside there, right?
Yeah.
Like the other ones. So it's all metal.
Mm-hmm.
again, guys, 175. They're not going to advertise this. Ultimaker is not going to say, go ahead and use 175 because they don't want to support it in case something goes wrong. But we've been using it, and yes, it works.
That's a good point, Kirby. He's saying that at least with the cores, the bed leveling won't be affected by how far you're tightening the nozzles.
Maybe that's another reason why they
and if you want to play that clip, too, for how it does its active leveling.
Here we go. Here's how it active levels. And I'm looking. Here it is. No, that's not it, right?
No.
Okay, that's the camera.
Which you can't name your...
No, it can, but it would take time.
That's how the nozzle is actually doing the lifting. There's not actually another motor inside there. They have this little hook on the side of the frame, which it goes into, and it acts as a, what's it called? An actuator.
Yeah, to actuate the switch. Which is pretty neat because it's like, hey, the gantry's already moving, so why not use that to activate this switch, which is pretty cool. So very, very clever, very smart. Very optimal way to achieve this. So it's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, we weren't sure either when we first booted it up. We're like, is there a motor in there that's going to retract the nozzle? All right, so here's the active bed leveling in action here.
Yeah, so it's capacitive, right?
Yeah, it has a capacitive touch sensor, so it's able to sense and know how far away it is from the glass. So that's how it's doing that. So this is just a quick loop, I guess, right? Okay.
Good thing about this is you can change the frequency, so you can have it change, check every month, every other print, or there's a couple of options in there. So
inside of Cura?
Inside of the onboard menu.
Oh, okay. So that's outside of Cura. Okay, it's on board the LCD. Cool.
So you have, you still have your thumb screws. You can go in there and adjust that to your liking, and then have that do offsets for fine precision. Leveling, which I really like. It's like the best of both worlds.
I think so. Yeah, you have the ability to manually level and auto level. Great. Hey, here's Kira. You want to take a look at it real quick? Here's what it looks like.
Yeah, the only thing that's different really about this is the Wi-Fi tab.
Okay.
And like I was saying before, you're still able to use 175 on here. You just change the diameter on there. The retraction I had to change from I believe 16 down to 8. The pillar.
That's a lot of retraction.
Yeah. The brim width, 6 millimeters. The
prime tower, 6. It was like 8 or 10 or so.
I believe
we
like
brought
14,
it down.
Yeah.
You want to be cautious though, because if your brim is too small, it's gonna get knocked off.
Yeah, but I had a nice big brim around it, so it wouldn't.
Great. Okay. Cool. So those are our settings for this particular print. This is, of course, the NPR radio that has capacitive touch pads.
Yeah. So up here you can change your cores, you can swap that out, and of course this will auto swap out for you when it detects, but you can still have the ability to override these and switch it to whatever you want, like if you want to have like different color, just for preview purposes.
You can save out your own material profiles as you saw there. Create your own.
And you can, of course, edit per material. You can have different settings, like you're seeing here, the 8, we only have in 2.85, so change the diameter for that. And you can change all the print temperatures for that, which I had to change on all of them. The defaults were like 200 C for all the materials, and I did find that was not hot enough.
Yeah.
So I bumped it up to around 205 to 210.
Y'all know Pedro, he loves to print hot. Everyone's like, what?
For whatever reason, it never works here.
240?
I think our house is like too cold something.
Anyway, here's how to, you right-click, shift select the two models that you want to prepare for dual extrusion. In the contextual menu, you'll see this thing called Merge Models, and that'll just group them together by the origin, and then it'll automatically center it on the bed and place it flat on the bed for you. Slicing seems to be pretty fast. I mean,
it's okay. You definitely want to always check out your layer view just to make sure that your prime tower was indeed added. I did have, it was a beta,
nice.
So
yeah, I like that.
I did have where it didn't show up before, so you always want to make sure.
Okay. This is actually what we're printing right now in the background. We'll show you in a little bit here.
So this was actually the first thing I tried printing, but because the prime tower, it wasn't enabled by default for their beta
we got
version of this.
Contaminations here.
You get a bit of contamination, and again, the temperatures weren't set optimal. So
do you have it, or do I grab it?
It's over there. And once you're done there, you can just send it right over to the network, which is very handy. I really like how right inside the slicer, you're able to just send it and preview what it looks like. The camera speed is a little slow. The frame rate is, again, this could be the beta unit or the software, but it's not super fast, which, you only want to check on it to see if there's anything wrong with it to be able to stop it. But this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
And we can see what the, again, this is because I didn't use a prime tower, or the heat might have been a little bit too hot.
Yep, there you go. So you can see there's a little bit of contamination here and there. The print would still work. It's not going to short anything out because there's enough material there to activate the capacitive sensor.
Mm-hmm. And then let's see,
where's the ugly side? There's the ugly side. So there's a lot of contamination on this corner here, but again, prime tower for this one is definitely necessary. Is there an option to do an ooze shield? Do they have that?
You can do an ooze shield, yeah. So you can swap between that. I have not tried that yet, just because the prime tower has been able to work really well for this.
The benefit of using a prime tower is, well, when you're doing a time lapse, you don't cocoon it up, right?
Yeah, exactly. So here's some of the other prints.
Yeah, so now it's time to show some more prints. So this was cool. We released a time lapse. A lot of folks checked it out a little bit closer, and somebody on Twitter asked, like, where's the ugly side? And there really isn't an ugly side. There's a little bit of contamination there. I could, of course, clean that up with a razor blade or an X-Acto knife. The 17 has a tiny bit of contamination there, but again, you could probably clean that up. I just left it like it is just to show you guys. From afar, it looks great. There's not a lot of bleeding, but some of these parts look really good. There's some edges that had a little bit of like a curling issue. You could probably see it when you. There's one of them where maybe a few of them. Yeah, so you see the two there. There's a bit of like curling, maybe right there. There you go, where it kind of had some heat issues there. This is just black PLA, orange PLA, both from Ultimaker, right?
Yep.
285 sized. So this is using their profiles, their filament. So not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
Of course, the Halloween theme is here. And the bottom, what's the bottom look like? Well, obviously the bottom is glass, so you get this really nice. Yeah. So what do you think? What do you guys think? It's pretty good. You want me to go grab the other D20 from the Sigma, or not really?
You can grab it. Yeah.
Skip it. Let's go to the next thing. All right, so I made this really quick, like yesterday morning or something, and this was again using black PLA, orange PLA from Ultimaker. This one did use a prime tower. It took about 11 hours to print the whole thing. It's about 90 millimeters in diameter. If you look at the bottom, it's a sphere that's squished, so there's a lot of like the overhang angle is pretty extreme. I mean, that's why you get this sort of wrinkles and stuff. But overall, I think it came out pretty good. There's a little bit of contamination. There's like a little dot under his left eye, which isn't too bad. I mean, rotate the whole thing around. You only see one little issue right there. You can see on the back of it, there's like a little bit of contamination, but overall, it's like 90% good. I think it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, with the same settings, it would have been a lot more messier on something like the Flash Forge.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And then, of course, we got some question cubes.
Yep, for Mario. This one has no contamination issues. A little bit of a overhang issue with those little dots on the corner.
These do stick out.
They stick out, so there's a little bit of issue there, but you can clean that up or design it with a better chamfer in mind.
And these could come out a lot more higher quality if we use like 100 microns or 150.
That's a good point.
These are all at 200 microns.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to keep in mind too.
Yeah.
Why the layers are so fat.
Yeah. Not much of a sort of a oscillating ringing. Not too bad. It's pretty good. Cool.
And then we got a dodecahedron.
Yeah, here's the dodecahedron. So this one came out really nice. It did use a prime tower. This is using 285 millimeter filament from Ultimaker, silver and orange. The top is open there to avoid overhangs, but there are some bits of overhang here and there, but it was able to resolve it pretty well. There's a little bit of on the outer texture you can see there's a bit of what we call like just wrinkles, I guess. You see those wrinkles there from the heat. So it's noticeable. It's there, but it's not too bad. Again, the dual extrusion part of it is really good because there isn't any bleeding on this one, no contamination on it.
Yes.
Have we tried
Norway.
PVA yet?
I can
good
see the Twitch stream. It's just that I'm holding up a print and trying to show you guys and talk.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's kind of hard to do five
It's very
things
hard,
at once.
especially since like, oh, it is. Look, left, right, up, down.
Yeah.
So just remember.
He's saying that the frame rate is not optimal
Sorry.
on Twitch.
Sorry, Twitch.
Okay, and then we have the phone stand as well. As
Here's the Raspberry Pi logo.
Very nice,
Look at that, it's beautiful.
non-contaminated.
Yeah. There's
Logo
very, very
on there.
small details there, so you can see
Did an excellent job.
one of the
on that.
leaves is not the best, but hey, that's what you're going to get with anything smaller.
Oh, hey, Simon's in the chat. Yes, we have tried 175 on the Ultimaker 3.
Yep.
It's actually what we used for the NPR radio one, and I'm using that again. Again, this was doesn't look the best because I didn't have the prime tower on here, and the temperatures weren't. I haven't figured out the temperatures yet. This was actually the first print that I did on it.
And it really depends on the geometry. So Pedro's battery tester using
That's come out
conductive PLA came out excellent. This is no prime tower, no ooze shield, just sort of printing as is like that.
And I mixed 175 and 285 on that.
Yeah, the black is conductive PLA, that's 175. So this is just showing our little phone stand here. And this one actually had support material. This is what the support material looks like.
Super easy to remove. Looks like something that would come out from Simplify 3D.
Yeah,
So they just popped it right off. Really surprised on that one.
right. In Cura, do you have the ability to create your own, or does it just generate
don't
one?
believe-
It's hit or miss.
Yeah, so they do have custom support structures or geometries. So you have like the zigzag, you have like
Yeah.
triangles. I should have showed that in the screen recording, but
Yeah, this is a first look, so it's fine.
yeah.
Hi, there's a little bit of contamination in the support. There's
Oh,
like
yeah.
just like artifacts there. This
Oh.
one, not
Nope.
bad. It's just support. It's
And that's
throwaway
support
stuff.
material, yeah.
Why would you want? Anyway, all right. So there's most of our prints that we've done so far. We need more time for testing it and seeing what makes sense or whatnot. But
I think you got a couple more videos too. People were asking questions about the spool holder on the back.
true.
So yeah, they all fit.
Yeah, this is a regular size. This is from Printed Z. This is regular PLA, regular 1 kilogram size spool that you're used to, and yeah, this is 175 filament as well.
And I gotta keep saying this again and again because nobody ever seems to believe me. Yes, I'm mixing 175 and 285 on here.
Nope, it's not possible. Teflon tube isn't the right size. Nope, sorry, you're wrong.
Nope, it works really good actually.
Yeah, it works great.
And then have another video here of how to insert that one part. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, so, different types of spools, like the stuff from Protoposta, it's cardboard. This works fine. This is the 175 conductive PLA that we use to print these two things.
Kirby was saying that it operates pretty good on his Taz. It sticks to the bed really good.
Yeah, it sticks almost too good to glass, the conductive material.
Oh my god, yeah, you're
Like
right.
you kind of need a razor blade to get it off.
Also, I like the characteristics of when you're changing out the filament on 175. It has a nice little,
Doesn't
nice little
expand and get stuck in the Teflon tube, right? It
Exactly.
maintains
There's no
its
tube,
shape,
yeah.
which is, how are they doing that? I don't
tip.
know.
So it actually performs a little bit more better
Yeah.
than the 2 pluses and 2
Yeah,
when using 175.
pretty cool.
So we have not tried the NinjaFlex Cheetah, which should work okay.
Oh, really? We haven't tried it
Yeah,
yet.
I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah, we'll
So
try a
that'll be
phone
next.
case or something.
I think we have some other clips on here.
Not
The
really. We did the
library,
we did the
leveling,
bed.
the bed.
We did the mechanical switching. We did the spool filament. We did a little bit of Cura here. Unboxing, of course.
Oh yeah, I think if you check my Instagram too, one of the other things I'm impressed with and wish all the printers did now was be able to update itself right through the onboard menu.
Yeah.
Be able to get all the firmware updates, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You just go through there. It
That's great.
automatically
Over
checks
the air
for you.
update? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's great. Kirby had a question about, can you print still tethered via USB?
You should be able to.
You should be able to. There's a USB B thing on the back there, the B port, the bigger, thicker port. It's still in the back there. Ethernet is also in the back there.
Yeah.
I don't know why we would use Ethernet, but it's back there if you want.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi
Robert
seems to work
is
solid.
asking about the Prusa i3 multi-material upgrade. And
No,
there was
it's
an
great,
earlier
yeah.
question about how they compare. So I have not checked it. I don't know. Do they have the retractable
nozzle on the Prusa?
They have a, no, it's just one nozzle.
Okay.
But what retracts is the actual filament. So one comes out, one goes in, and then it primes itself to wipe out any contamination.
Okay. Yeah, so with the Ultimaker, you're having two, so there's no, it's not being put into the same barrel to melt the material.
Right.
So.
And again, these print cores, at least one of them, if you're doing PVA supports, it's optimized for PVA supports.
Yeah, that's a
that's
good
kind
point
of a
to
big
make.
thing, yeah. Okay. But hey, I think it's a great approach. Prusa's
so
doing a
the
great
Prusas
approach.
are, I guess their target is more hobbyists.
It's
the
great.
Ultimaker 3s are right in their tagline, right in the open of the video.
The price says it all, guys. I mean,
this is for NASA or
Tesla or somebody. I don't know.
or Apple. They're really targeting the
I
professionals.
think they're targeting. They're attacking. They're targeting. The $100,000 object, or the Stratasys.
Yeah.
3D systems, like a big machine. They're like, hey, you can get this little one for like a fraction of the price.
Yeah.
In a sense.
And of course, the Sigma BCN 3D printers also.
It's half the price, and it has dual extruder. So it's really, it's really good, healthy competition here, I think.
Yeah. There's different markets.
Yeah.
Salut.
Hello.
Excuse me.
Oh man, these prints, they make you sneeze. Yeah. If you guys want, I can show you real quick. I got Wirecast.
Close up and personal to the Ultimaker 3.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and go over to it and see how the progress is going on this
All right,
now
cool.
hopefully optimized print settings that we have.
All right, so I don't know. Here's the LCD. Not much to it. It's nice. It's kind of the same. Here's the print. What do the red LEDs indicate? That they're just
I think that
going?
the heat is on. I guess.
Okay, the heat is on. I don't know.
They're usually, when one's going, the other one's usually blue.
If you can see there's 175 on the left and 285 size filaments on the right. So we are printing orange PLA over there, and then conductive filament will start over there. Where's that prime tower? Is it back there?
Yeah.
There it is. There's the prime tower. Like Pedro said, it's a nice
giant brim.
giant brim,
nice
so it's going to
tiny
stay
little
on there. So
tower.
we're trying to reduce the waste as much as we can. And there's the brim over there. Heated bed, of course.
The only thing
That's
that kind of bothers me is a little OCD on like getting those little bits of filament out. So if you take a look at the way that the new bed is designed, the metal under part here,
Yeah.
filament can fall inside in there, and I have to like sit there with a tweezer and like clip it out.
Okay,
If you take a
Mr.
look at what
OCD.
the old Ultimakers look like, you could easily get underneath there to get all of the film. Any.
Oh, that's such a feature.
But now there's like this lip that like goes upwards
Right.
like that and sort of covers
It's a tray.
it.
It catches it. There you go. I don't know. What do you guys think?
So just little things like that
Yeah.
that don't really.
Ultimaker
doesn't-
3.
You can like tip it on its side and get all that stuff out.
Yeah. Hey, it says 2 hours and 50. I don't know how accurate that is. We'll compare it against the actual time lapse. So the GoPro here, the GoPro is chilling. And yeah, the camera doesn't have that ability yet. It doesn't have that feature to do a built-in time lapse, and it doesn't really look that great anyway.
Yeah.
So you probably won't want a time lapse over that.
Of course, you could. They could always update that to incorporate that later down the road.
And flat. There you go. That's fun. Did you guys like that? I don't know. Let me know. It was using my iPhone as a streaming cam for Wirecast, so I don't know if it works well or not here, but kind of did. Okay.
Kirby, time to print a cover for that gap.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
That is a good idea.
Or just use gaffer's tape.
All right, there you go.
All right, guys. Q&A time. Ask away all your Ultimaker questions.
Not an Ultimaker question, but Asher is asking if we know a cheap Bluetooth HID controller. So we've actually made one.
Absolutely, yeah. It's called the EZ Key Bluefruit. That thing is awesome. No program. Well, there's a little bit of programming required if you want to change some of the pinouts and mappings of it. So if you go to the Adafruit site, type in EZ Bluetooth. Where's my web? There it is. Let's try it now. EZ Key. Here it is. So this is programmed to act like a keyboard. And it can also do mouse inputs as well, I believe. But yeah, this is really cool. We used it in a gamepad project. I used it in a guitar project, a MIDI guitar. We use it in lots of different projects here. They're really great for a joystick thing. So check that out. It's only $20. We're out of stock, but you can sign up. You can sign up as a to get notified. And arcade buttons, you know, any type of sensor or button will work with it. So check that out. What do you got there?
So Kirby just asked if the door from the Ultimaker kit will fit inside there. I don't know. Let's find out.
No. No,
Have it
because
upside down.
no, because it has like this lip at the bottom. Yeah. You see the lip? It's
Oh,
different.
you're right. It's more rounded off, so it can't
Yeah.
fit in there.
Yeah, it's got a different lip underneath,
Oh, man.
so it's not gonna fit.
I mean, if you re-drill these holes, you can definitely move
okay, if you re-drill the holes.
you can definitely move these little things that act as the little holders. But as it is right now, no, you cannot. It does not fit.
Okay.
Ah, that's a bummer. Because it's like almost, it almost fits in there.
Sweet. Simon spoke with one of the founders at Ultimaker. I think probably Eric, because I saw him holding your Lucio's gun, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
They have in mind some different stuff for the future. Yeah, I'm sure. Cool.
Yeah, they're always working on some really cool stuff there.
They got to make money somehow. No, I mean, yeah.
I mean, you can
the print
re-drill it if
cores
you
and
want.
yeah, you know, filament. Yeah.
Yeah, again, yeah, they are targeting.
How did you find the
professionals.
NFC stuff? Was that helpful to you at all? The NFC
The
stuff?
NFC was pretty handy because you can
Why?
pop in the spools and it'll ask you in Cura, hey, I notice or I detect this spool is in there. You can hit accept, change all my
So
settings.
it's a safety net in a way, where it's
It
like,
definitely
hey, I
is
forgot to
safety
change
net,
the
yeah.
filament or whatever.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
it'll know, or hey, your slicing isn't set up for this material, so
Yeah.
pretty neat.
And you can, of course, override that as well. So you can like either tell it, okay, ignore or accept, and then go in there and change any of the settings you want.
One of the things we want to do, guys, don't tell Ultimaker, but we're going to try to hack the NFC and write our own. I don't know if they'll let you do that, but we're going to try it. Is that safe to say?
Yeah. I think everybody.
Well, when your boss
Likes hacking is
yeah,
good.
when your boss is like a elite hacker, you kind of want to get in trouble a little bit. I don't know. All right, next question.
TrueTech is pressed at how the color changes so exact.
Does the ultimate say that? Answer that.
Actually,
one.
no, it was just a comment. Sorry.
Okay. Bakul is asking, does the new UM3 have stringing? I mean, if you have the wrong settings, yeah, you'll get string, but none of these prints had a crazy amount of stringing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this one has a little bit inside, but again, this is on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Just depends on your retraction,
Right.
and you can optimize that. For this one, like I said, for 175 millimeter filament, you have to down the retraction size just a little bit because of the diameter size of it.
Okay, Mac Tix is asking, well, it's more of a comment and a question. It's like 3D printers are stocked with the same resolution from quite time. I can't see real improvement in the resolution. Maybe it's the limit of the actual steppers and belts. Yeah, I think it's a limit of just FDM in general. If you want a really high quality print, you got to go with the resin.
Yeah.
You got to go with the resin, DLP, SLA type printers like the Formlabs 2, the Ember 3D printer, or any of those type of printers.
Yeah.
Yep. My opinion on the Prusa i3 material, I think it's a great solution. Yeah, I think it's a great kit upgrade if you have one, and if you are interested in playing with different materials or just different colors in general, I think that's really cool. But I will say, if you guys haven't heard about the palette from Mosaic Manufacturing, I really think they got all of these guys beat because of the way that it's splicing materials to work with one nozzle. I think that's pretty clever. And I haven't had my hands on it, but I have seen that it works with a Bowden Delta style printer and a direct drive style printer. So that approach is just like, hey,
It's
you already
pretty
have a
much-
printer, this add-on, no assembly required. It's not a kit. It's an add-on. You calibrate it once, and then I think once, and then you can get multiple materials. Now, just one of the things.
It's like the Prusa system, isn't it? The palette.
No, because it's actually splicing into one single strand of filament. So the G code's telling it when to change and swap the color. So I need to look more. I need to get my hands on one.
So
but
we are getting
I
a
think
unit in.
there's less waste.
We're getting a palette unit
Yeah.
in whenever they're
Right.
ready to
And if you
ship.
guys have seen the news, the Type A machines has kind of partnered with them in the sense that they're going to offer it as a bundle,
As a reseller,
and as a
looks like it,
reseller,
yeah.
it looks like too. So they're like the first reseller for the palette. So I think that is an interesting thing. But the one thing about the Ultimaker with the different cores is that it's optimized for PVA. Like that is the big selling point. Like they are showing PVA. It's specifically designed for PVA. The core, one of the cores at least is. So you really won't have that ability when you have one nozzle. It's not optimized for PVA. Maybe it's not the best. Maybe it's more for colors. I think the palette.
Bukla, is that how you pronounce it? Is asking how to prevent stringing with ESUN materials. Try dialing down your temperatures and
Dialing down your temperatures, your retraction, bring it down. Maker
bring it up,
Angus
bring
from
it up.
Acre Muse just did a really good video on that. He dives deep into the settings and simplify and how to you get less stringing. So check that out.
How much does that cost? If you're talking about the palette,
It's $999, so it's $1,000.
$1,000, yeah.
Pretty
'Cause
pricey, but
it's doing custom G code. It's cut.
Yeah.
It's splicing.
Yeah.
It's connecting filament.
Some of the open source guys
It's-
might not like it because it's sort of like they're trying
it's
to
doing
patent
some
this.
work. Yeah, it's doing some work behind the scenes. The Prusa stuff, what is it, like $300, right?
I don't know
For
what
his
the kit is, but I'm sure it's more affordable.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a kit for just the Prusa, so you gotta get the Prusa.
Again,
I think
there's
it's a great
different
solution.
markets.
Yeah.
You know, there's hobbyists, and then there's a professional that needs
Yeah.
to get a design out. It has a deadline. Doesn't need
This could be and next year could be the year that printer manufacturers are finally looking at dual extrusion and multi materials.
like seriously.
Yeah,
instead
when
of
we
like-
got our first printer in 2012,
Oh my God, yeah.
the
The
MakerBot
MakerBots.
Rep 2, that thing had
Dual
a dual
extrusion.
extruder right out of the bat. Like our first printer had dual extrusion, but did we do stuff with it? It just wasn't really.
We were still learning how to design for 3D printing,
Yeah.
so we didn't really we weren't in the mentality of.
And software wasn't there yet. There weren't prime towers. There weren't.
there was
shields.
Replicator G for slicing.
yeah, yeah. There's still Replicator
This
G.
was
but
2012.
there wasn't Makerware yet and things.
Yeah.
Cura was in infancy and Simplify 3D wasn't developed yet.
Simon is saying we should have printed it upside down. Yeah, Noe did come up with that idea.
Yeah,
had the
I should have
idea.
because there's not much overhang there, so
Mhm,
I
that
think
totally
it'd be able
would've worked.
it would have been able to catch that if I printed it upside down like that. That is a great option or a good idea, Simon. Yep.
And the Ultimakers do excellent bridging, so it would have been like probably no droopage on
Yeah.
that.
If you want, Simon, you could try this out on the Sigma. I think if you have
Oh, yeah,
if you have
yeah.
the material, check it
Yeah.
out. Rawr. Cool. Have you compared the hardware between the UM2 and UM3? Aside from the new X carriage and the second feeder, how much is generally new parts? I mean, there's the whole new circuitry. There's a whole new motherboard.
The whole head, the
head's
extruder
completely
head
different.
Is completely different. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't think I showed video of the
the LCD is completely different.
yeah, it just the fan, the third fan that they have on there to cool everything down.
Mhm.
That whole little assembly just has magnets that it just drops down.
Yeah, it's completely different.
It is
This is
completely
why they
different.
couldn't make it a kit because it's just like, well, I mean,
Remember, this is
everything
the
is different.
extruder. You have to have a lot of stuff that is working with this.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a PCB on the back that's reading all this, so it's
Yeah.
completely different. The XY, I think it's pretty much the same.
TrueTech, is it a faster processor? I would assume so. I would hope so. There's definitely some internal storage too, because when you send it over to Wi-Fi, and when you send your G code from Wi-Fi, our laptop crashed, but the printer was not affected, so it's not streaming it. It's like holding it and printing from.
And this wasn't
the
because
printer.
of Cure or anything. It's because I'm running
Sierra.
Premiere and doing
Sierra.
Sierra. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that
running
was the
Premiere.
problem.
I'm
My
running
permissions.
Fusion. I'm running
Yeah,
a browser with like 50 tabs.
it's okay. It wasn't your fault. It was the print. It was the computer's fault. What?
Let's see.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Simon's gonna get his hand on an upgraded, not upgraded, but just a more reliable Sigma.
What else? Yeah, the
Cool.
NFC reader. There's Wi-Fi. They're definitely using like Wi-Fi AC or at least N because it is really
It's
fast.
fast, yeah.
It's fast.
I see what you're saying. The type of Wi-Fi card in there is fast.
Mhm.
Okay. More questions. We're over an hour.
Okay, I think
That's
that's gonna be
fine.
it.
Yeah, guys, if you have any other questions, drop them down in the comments. After the show's live, we'll try to answer them for next week, or we'll just be here next week as well.
And of course, we'll be stocking these pretty soon.
Yeah.
So, like always, we'll have
We'll have
free
our
shipping,
free
10% discount code. I think it's the cheapest
Anyway.
place you can buy these.
Yeah, free shipping in the U.S. in continental.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think like that. U.S. content.
Really good deal with these.
Cool stuff. And tomorrow's coupon code will be Ultihammer if you want to pick up any Arduinos, Raspberry Pis, or accessories. Good stuff. We'll be back next week with some community makes and some more stuff. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. It's Wednesday. Later tonight, be sure to tune in to Ask an Engineer. We'll be on the show and tell, showing off the. Maybe I'll dress up like Fix It. Again, this is 3D Hangouts.
Very awesome.
Is that it?
Next week.
All right, guys. Thank you. Good luck with all your maker endeavors. But until next week, I had something funny to say. Until then, I gotta go fix a hammer and then like hit the hammer. There we go. All right, guys. Adios.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.